Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be showing you how to use a judge in the majority of your games. I'm going to try and do this as more simply as I can. First I'm going to try and lay down the basics and do like a part 1, part 2 video, because I feel like there's so much to cover, and how I play with a judge is kind of different from how other people do it. And yeah, it's not really like the same. It's not the same as everyone else. I think it's extremely different. The way I would do it, I'm a very aggressive player, and so when using the judge, first of all, as you know, the judge plus the shield is 2,600 credits, and with some of the abilities, maybe caps over like 3,200 ish with Raze and full. I Raze use them most of the time. The main reason why I use Raze the most of the time is because she's a very good character for doing satchels, and there's no delay when you're pulling out your judge like that. But when you're playing Jet, when you have to dash and updraft, there's a huge delay from when you're coming out of your updraft and then when you're trying to pull out your judge. That's like it's like the whole animation. For Raze, is not really that much of an animation. It's like a very short one, you know. So you can really see you can see the difference when I'm just pulling out normally, and then when I'm in satchel mode and I just pull it out. It's literally completely different, and that timing can literally be the difference between you getting killed by a Vandal or Phantom within close range, or just getting shot down, or you getting the kill at the end of the day. So with the judge, I saw a clip of Scream, and he was like, "Nerf the shotgun today, not tomorrow, today," and he literally was doing like nonsense, and he wasn't even like getting any value from the kill that he was trying to get. I forgot what clip it was, but it was so funny how he was trying to say nerf the shotgun when he was like not even trying to control the recoil. A lot of people don't really notice, but the judge has its own recoil fire rate, which means with the Phantom, you can't just like spray and get a kill. Like eventually, like the gun is gonna sway into a direction, and when it sways, that means like it needs to cool down before you can reset. Everyone knows this when you're playing Phantom or Vandal. You can't just like spray at someone and hope to get a kill. You have to like do like kind of strafing, making sure you're getting those shots. But yeah, like everyone knows you have to do that majority of the time. You can't just like go into someone and be like, you can't just like spray. It's the same thing with the judge or the Vandal. You have to just like control your spray, tap, burst, and so that's how you're supposed to use a rifle at the end of the day. Same thing with the judge. You're not supposed to just like it's not really what you're supposed to do, because the more you shoot your gun and the more sporadic you make the outer circle be, the shots will become into more like, if you look at the shots, it's already pretty secluded, and that means that's where all the pellets are going. So if you just keep shooting, the pellets, as you can see, like they go across everywhere, and you're not going to be able to hit a person, and the bullets are not going to hit the person in the body, especially because the hitboxes on someone are really, really small. It's not going to be very effective. So what you need to do when using a judge or a bucket or any shotgun in general, you need to make sure that you're in relatively close distance. I would say like 5 to 10 meters, and make sure you get like the body correctly. If you're pretty far, I usually just like shoot and then crouch right afterwards. And crouching with the judge makes it it has a longer range when you crouch, and so as you see my little circle, it condenses, and that means that it's going to shoot a little farther, more condensed. But you're not going to be able. If someone comes close to you and like, if you're right up to closest, if you're right up to someone, you're not really going to get the most value. You want to make sure you're not going to get the most value when someone's like swinging you, and if someone especially is going to like swing you like this, you're not going to be able to get them. So that's why you want to stay out of a little bit farther distance to get that shot. So well, for me, when I like using the judge, if I see someone in the distance and say that is my target right there, I'll usually will just judge and then boom, I'll just kill him immediately. And because there's no really delay of me pulling out my judge, there's no reason for me not to kill him. You want to make sure that if you are in a battle, and if it is like semi-long range, you want to make sure you can close that distance as much as possible, and you're able to kill him. Well, I don't think this guy has a shield. Do I do that? Bot armor, F3. So most of the time, people are going to have shields, and when you do, oh, there you go. So as you can see, when you're at a certain distance, you're not going to be able to kill them completely, and so this is when you can crouch and like completely like burst them. I don't like crouching all the time because it slows my movement, and so I want to be able to like strafe and move at the same time when I'm trying to shoot my judge. But when you're shooting any type of shotgun, especially with even Bucky instead, you want to be at a certain distance when you're able to use. This is like when you use a right click, and this is when you're supposed to use a right click, or yeah, vice versa. Like right click is when you're very very far, and then the left click is when you're pretty close to someone, when you can just burst them immediately. So when you guys see a lot of my videos and how I do and how I judge, I usually start off with doing a boom bot, and then my boom bot's gonna spot them, and then that's when I just go in. It's a pretty good combo because the majority of the time when I'm using my boom bot, it will throw off the person, and they'll try to shoot the boom bot first before they contact me. And so that's why when you see a lot of my clips, I'll open up with the boom bot first, and then I'll grenade, and then I'll just go in. Just kill them. For me, I just like to overload the person with as much utility and as much information as they possibly can for them to not kill me. In a 1v1 type of scenario, I remember this is one clip where my Reyna told me that the Raze was in wine in Ascent, and I boom bot her first, and the breach like was trying to shoot my boom bot, and as he was trying to shoot my boom bot, I killed him with my judge instead, and then I took his gun and I killed the Phoenix.
Nice kill, good shit, dude. I'm gonna flash.
2B, 2B, 2B.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh, let's go, dude.
I usually try to open up with the boom bot first. If you just jump in, someone can literally just kill you in midair if they're fast enough. There's a lot of times where I'll just jump in and then I'll just get crossfired from like, you know, somewhere else, and then I'll just die. But it's not. You also need to have like proper aim in a way, not rifle aim, where you need to like keep tapping heads nonstop. But you need to have like aim in terms of like you making sure you can flick, so that if you do get into a situation where you really need to kill someone, that you can flick onto them properly. So for example, I can do that, for example, or if I really wanted to. This is like my most. So my mouse and my aim is pretty good with the judge, to the point where I can flick in mid-air into the person's head and just kill them. There's a lot of moments where I'll just like blast back and then just kill them immediately. I play on 3200 DPI at 0.375 cents. I don't know why, I just really like the fast sensitivity, and it makes my judge a lot easier when I'm trying to kill someone. I don't have to like just flick very fast into the person's head. So yeah, that's how you're supposed to use a judge the majority of the time. It's not the hardest thing in the world, especially when you're at long range. The judge will kill, but if you're at a super long range, you want to make sure that you're crouching as well, so that you can get all the bullets up at the person. As you can see, that was extreme. That was 20 meters apart. From this, it's about 8 meters apart. So the closer you are, like if let's say you're holding garage with a judge, you want to make sure you're just standing. But if you're holding a little bit like a farther angle, so for example, like garage and Haven, I guess that was a good example. If you're holding any type of like really long angle, you want to make sure that you're crouched behind like a corner, for example, and then all of your bullets will hit them as soon as they come by. If you are at that distance, or if you have a blast back, I suggest you just go and try to kill them as fast as you can when you're using the judge. So also make sure to not, as I said before, not to just like spray your judge, because that will just make the bullets more sporadic and the bullets will not hit the person. But making sure that you're constantly being able to make sure the recoil is definitely there. So I'm trying to, like, when I'm trying to shoot my gun like this, I'll try to make sure that I'm like making sure the judge resets the shot so that I can kill them effectively. Usually I'll crouch before every shot. I'll go like that. Shoot, crouch. Shoot, crouch. 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 Enough. Shoot, crouch. Trying to make sure it resets to make sure I get to get the most value. I don't want to just. I took 3 shots when I could have really taken only 2 if you did it properly, you know? A lot of the time, if you just shoot your gun, as you see the smoke from the judge, it'll just make the shots more sporadic, as I said before. And that was 4 shots, but if I just did That was 2 shots. Almost the same distance. But if you're able to control your gun, you're going to be able to get a lot of value. So, yeah, that's how you're supposed to use a judge. I want to keep using it because it's extremely strong. Raze closes a lot of distance between characters, and if you're able to, she can become a really, really strong agent in a lot of ways. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you guys have an amazing day.